Hey guys, what's going on? Just a little testimony I want to read to y'all. It's not really a question. He says my biceps used to be like. By the way, I told you guys about the training arms every day thing, or training picking a lagging muscle group, training it every day for a certain amount of time, right? Not forever. To really activate that mind muscle connection, get the blood in there, get your body, teach your brain how to recruit the muscle perfectly, and then back off the volume and start doing it, the way you used to. If you're on splits, then twice a week, or if you're on full body, 3 times a week, whatever. So, and obviously I've been getting messages back and back and back and forth from people showing me pictures, showing me their results, telling me how fast it worked. Because I told you guys when I made those videos about the training the muscle everyday thing that the results are fast, right? At first, it's just like the muscle looking full because of sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. It's always pumping full, but eventually it stays, right? And I told you guys it not only stays, but the muscle memory with whatever muscle it was you were overtraining for a long time is intense. Like you could lay off the gym for like 2 weeks, go back, and on the first exercise, that muscle pumps, right? That only happens when you use that thing I was telling you guys, the whole retraining thing. So I'm getting messages 24/7. People say, "Hey man, I use that on my biceps." Another guy was like, "I use that on my traps." Another guy used it on his triceps. One guy obviously his chest. In fact, many people did on their chest and got tremendous results. And I told you guys how even though I like showing you guys scientific studies, at the same time I do both bro science and science. I didn't find a single study that backs up this thing. It's just something that I got from observation and from looking at my friends and people outside of bodybuilding that would train a muscle every day without even knowing it, like unconsciously, or just because their job required it. And when they started bodybuilding or they started increasing their protein intake, that specific muscle blew up so fast, right? And I explained my friends who had who used to play football and had to do a lot of neck and traps work to prevent concussions. And when they started bodybuilding, the first thing that grew was their traps, right? It wasn't genetics because, like I said, if it's genetics, around 18, 16, 18, is the muscle gonna start to show. Not huge and full, but it's gonna start to show. When you have a genetic strong point, it shows even before you start training. And so in those cases, these people had just average physiques. So anyway, so I got a lot of messages, people telling me, this guy saying my biceps used to be lagging a lot, but now I started training them every day and they're getting bigger, more vascular, obviously more vascular because he's pushing a lot of blood into it. I told you guys not to have a full workout on that muscle, not to go heavy, just to do high time under tension, put a lot of blood into it, teach your brain to recruit the muscles, blah blah blah. Most people make the mistake to go and try to do a heavy ass workouts every day. That's the number one way to burn yourself out, right? It's not necessary. Have your regular workouts, but then every day go in and put the blood in the muscle and you'd be amazed. So anyway, he's bigger, more vascular. And now people look at my biceps while I'm talking to them, and now they're great, thanks a lot. And I know what he's talking about because when some muscle of yours begins to develop, when you're talking to people, they start looking at it. They're like, oh yeah, and then they keep looking at it. That's how you know. If that's for people that are too proud to tell you that you have a big arm or whatever. They'll just look while you're talking to them and act like you didn't see him and shit. So I'm happy to get these messages, guys. Thank you for the feedback because it lets me know that I'm not fucking crazy. That there was some science to this. Eventually, science will discover the reason why, but it works, guys. And I know countless people who've done it and got results. And some of them, like I said, did it by accident. And like I said, my uncle, I told you guys a story about my uncle when he wanted his back to get big. You guys see my uncle's fucking back, and look. I think it's the video when I was showing guys the Jack in the Box or something like that. People were like, dude, what's your uncle does for his back? And in my Nephilim video, when I was doing the Nephilim shoulder workout with him, everyone was like, dude, what's up with his back? Guess what? He trained his back every day when he wanted it to grow. It wasn't getting to the size that he wanted it to when he was doing once a week, twice a week. So he's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it every day, right? And he didn't read it in the magazine. It was just by pure instincts. So he would do back every day before chest, before arm day, before shoulder day, before leg day. And eventually his back began to grow so fast that he just went back to once a week, and now he's maintaining a great back. Which is the great thing about that approach is once your muscle that you're overtraining gets to the point that you want it, you don't have to train it every day, to maintain that size. You could just hit it, pss, it picks up. And then when he worked for his back, he did it for his triceps. Now his triceps are fucking ridiculous. Matt told him one day, it was like, dude, what does your uncle do for his triceps? And then he did it for his legs and boom. And I was like, man, let me start doing that shit. Hansa used to fucking use his calves every fucking day. And now he's one of his biggest muscles is his calves. Marco saw his calves one day and was like, what the fuck, man? And now he doesn't even, Hansa never does calf raises, right? And now his calves are like so fucking huge. And it's not genetics because, like I said, at 20 years old, he didn't fucking have huge calves. It's when he started doing the soccer every day, running on his tippy toes. to work on the speed, that his calves begin to just blow up. So there's so many examples, guys. Even Ronnie Coleman, right? I'm giving you an example of somebody who's elite and who uses, you know, I remember there was a seminar. Somebody asked him, "How did you get your arms so big to the point that now you retired and you still have big arms?" And he said that when he was younger, in fact, he had smaller arms. He had good genetics everywhere else except his arms. So he started doing his arms every day until they got to the side that he wanted them to be. And now, if he could go 2 weeks without doing them. Phil Heath used to do the same thing for his arms, and now his arms are his dominant body part. So I'm giving you examples from naturals and elite athletes, and it all points to the same thing. You want something to grow, do it every day. Olympic lifters do Olympic lifts every day, cleans and jerks. It's a movement that mainly targets the traps. And what is the most dominant muscle on an Olympic athlete? Traps, right? Uh, Gymnasts are always doing that fucking dipping things. They have huge triceps. I mean, I don't want to go into the story again. I made the videos about it. If you're still not convinced, then that sucks for you. When science finally proves it, you come back to Team 3D's channel and be like, "Hey, little budget, you was right," and I'm gonna be like, "That's right, bitch." But anyway, keep sending me those feedback. Keep sending me pictures. So hopefully I can make a big video and show you guys all the results. And don't forget, don't go too heavy. Do high repetitions, time on attention. The main goal is the pump and increase your protein intake as well as your water. And you should be good. And I shouldn't tell you about sleep. That's the most important thing for a natural. I'm out of here, guys. Oh, like my video.